Welcome back to KritzKast. It's the ETF2L Highlander Spring 2023 Premiership. It's week one still, second game, well third game of the week now technically, and final game of this week. It's going to be Feila versus Fresh Pills of Bel Air. Yeah, we can run down that new Feila roster for you. They're starting off on the blue. It's going to be Senko on Scout, Honjo on Soldier, Dempsey is the new Pyro. Joe, as always, Ina is converted to Heavy from Engineer in the past. The Engineer is going to be Anzu once more. Layla is on Medic. Brian is the new Sniper. And Harry is going back to his roots with Spy.
Yeah, on the flip side, Fresh Pills didn't change. I think one singular player from last season, if I remember correctly. Omga, Aaron Trier, Vlad are the first few here. Scout Soldier Duo has been with this team in particular for a long time here. Vlad running the power slot of S4 recently. Huge on DuMmTm here as well. The Swedish DuMmTm been doing well for them, and like you said, most of them, especially Scout and Soldier I just mentioned, also playing Sixes Wonderverse. Same with Venom, Heavy, Peak Engineer, Shinzo, once again the Medic, James, and Adri on the pick classes since last season as well. Been doing clearly wonders for them so far here, but competition will just get more and more difficult as we head off into this week one game. Already some nice little quick kills here that might slow them down a little bit. Nothing too tremendous just yet, of course. Doing the Soldier for 5 seconds out of the spawn gate doesn't hurt too much. Does hinder the chance on a successful Stark Wave a little bit. As you can see, neither Joe nor Dempsey are getting all too close to Shinzo in the end.
Yeah, it was the bowl sack coming in from Joe, but he didn't have a Soldier to follow up. Harry's actually in a spot here. He's going to get Vlad, the Pyro, taken out of the game, but that's just going to give an opportunity for his sackers to come back in, knowing that there's not going to be any air blasts, there's not going to be any projectiles reflected.
Yeah, so far so good. Defense holding strong for the time being here. The first sack whiff is usually easier dealt with than the rest of whatever's coming next here, though. Their bombs are coming through again. We're going for 2 sack whiffs, not something you see all too much these days anymore, but I guess with the Soldier down on the first sack whiff, they just figured we're gonna try again with as many people as we can this time around, but still not much lucky. NG down is a big one though, however. That might actually just still get punished properly. Peak down for so long, and if they get anything done in the meantime, that's just gonna be significant lasting damage to this hold.
Yeah, the telly also went down to like just a sliver of health, but it is still up, and Peak has spawned, has been able to rebuild his telly. They've lost their demo man hugely, dropped out of the Uber as the trade comes in, so no demo is not good news for the defense. They're going to try and stay forward, but Joe and Ino have so much space roaming over this hill. Ajay is going to go in for a pick, but Shinzo isn't going to be able to get out. He's going to get caught by Joe, and Feila looking to assert some more pressure here.
Yeah, beautiful pick at the end as well. Gotta really make sure that once you see them even attempting to leave whatsoever on this first point, you gotta have the pressure going. Maybe a bomb at the end as well. This time around the Sniper got the kill on the Medic already here. You don't want to have them fall back all alive into the second hold and have the forward hold as well. That ground already taken with Feila all the way up to the corner here right now, and already pushing up for some more damage as well. Inner catching Venom. There's another one down as well. No Spy blocking card as well. There's still a Soldier wreaking havoc in the backline. Entry trying his damnedest to slow things down, and the card stops for a second here, but I don't think the rest of Feila is all too much just now. They're having so much ground already, and with this much of an Uber advantage, it's going to be a hard task for Fresh Pills to regain any ground on this second point.
Yeah, Honjo did so much damage with that high bomb. He didn't get any kills. There's actually a banner coming in. He's going to launch himself into the full combo. He's going to get in a low. No, too much damage down onto Layla there from Aaron, and he is clean up himself. So it was just a little bit of a play to try and go for the sack onto Layla. Shinzo has been able to build up to 85%, so they will have in time for this third hold, unless Feila go right on the dot there.
No, Venom! He just walked down the cliff and died. Life is worth living, Chad. Do not follow this man's footsteps. Whatever the case, it's surprised that they didn't consider like any late attempt to push back into second. Sometimes you see teams like pushing from the bridge on tracks a little bit on the left side now to push back into second a little bit. No, they just called it quits early here as well, and see they can just set up on third even without a heavy. I guess maybe they still have a chance here.
Harry has been able to infiltrate once more. He's going in for a play now onto Shinzo, but Shinzo has turned around aware of that threat. Brian got a big pick onto Hugie while that was all happening now. So once more, there's not too much spam, but Joe is cleaned up by Omga on the cart. Honja going down as well, so Arantria can peek in. He sees that Sniper, he gets 1 rocket down onto him, but the only 3 rockets of the black box means he isn't able to secure that kill and has to back up.
Yeah, now taking space here quite nicely as well, having on one side, rest of the combo from the other, just making whatever little stay they have here really, really uncomfortable. The battalion's backup coming out, trying to keep people alive, but Andrew barely even has any help himself, let alone the rest of the team for that matter. Will have to use themselves here, try to reclaim ground with the Uber charge. Heavy entry down on both sides is probably just much worse for the team on defense just now. Feila giving up a little bit of space here, but staying mostly alive. Parry in the back lane once again, catches the Pyro, and with that, there's just a little bit more of a roadblock for people to get back as well. In the meantime, while the Spy is turning their heads, there's the Demo and the Sniper on the other one, doing massive damage, getting the pressure going, and with Shinzo down most importantly, on top of just enough other surrounding members of the side of Fresh Pills, there's not much left standing to hold the third point. They had cap time for the entirety of that last engagement. Really well done by Feila. Gets this point done pretty nicely here. 3 in 4. Pretty decent time here, especially if you can just convert this next single advantage push.
Yeah, just so much confusion caused by the Feila side. Just Harry going in behind, DuMmTm going in through the kind of banana area. But now they're looking to take it into last with this Uber. Shinzo nowhere near is going to have to back up. They're actually playing all the way back in sport, so they do just use the Uber, but it does give them control of the tiles area. Ajay is going to be caught as well, but Joe is separated from the rest of his team. He's going to have to duel with Omga. Going to utilise the narrow choke point to just about bully him out. The cap time continues for Feila here, but they've lost a few players. They haven't got too much pressure down onto the spawn yet. And a big snipe coming out from James is going to pop Layla's head as Fresh Pills look to re-push under now.
That's a great pick to have here. In situations like this, you always need the big kills to keep yourself in this. Otherwise, you're just slowly going to lose ground. By the way, spawns work a lot of the time here. Will have to use, actually, in the end. So Joan forces the damage in there on their attempt to reclaim the high ground forward in the little tiles area here. So they might get the ground they want, but not the way intended. Layla actually sneaking out advantage again. It's not that big. You might have to lose some ground to dodge the Uber charge coming your way a little bit, but it might still be good enough to actually keep the high ground against an Uber push coming in here. However, there's an Uber just now. They're going in without the charge whatsoever, just all in at once, no mercy whatsoever. And look at that. The Demo Man was with it, but that was most of the damage done by Pyro and Soldier just running rampant into the little high ground area. And they didn't realize in time, just through the entire combo, getting 4 or 5 kills themselves, and whatever little is left needs to desperately get to the card now.
Doing enough. James gets the big pick onto Joe. There's still the peak. The engineer on cart is going to delay for a little bit, but it's still a very, very quick time from Feila coming in 6:07. Just great cart time all the way there.
Yeah, I mean, that was relatively flawless at the end, even considering the meta death at the end as well of the first push into last. So really nice recovery by Feila. They were so quick on the basically sack wave, I guess, into last that the other team just couldn't react to it at all. And getting the force before they even got there just helped so much as well.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It was unfortunate for Fresh Balls. They wanted to go, under ASAP. They had the spawns, they had that med pick, they knew there wasn't too much of a threat. They were going to be able to at least win the fight and take control of the tiles area. But they decided to try and go through Spiral. Unfortunate timing, Honju came in just as the medic cross shooter got forced. James went under via backstairs and he got sniped as he was going up there. And not having that Uber and not having that sniper made that hold much, much harder. And they just did such a good dry push. They really committed. Layla fully committed to that dry push up top, and that was what won them. Because if that hadn't worked, we could have been seeing a much, much longer time.
Yeah, this is going to be mercilessly short at 6:07, I guess. Now, however, it's Fresh Pills' time on the draw here. See what they can cook up themselves. 6 minutes is a good time, but still in the ramps, a possibility for all it's worth for Fresh Pills to just win by just playing well themselves. They don't really need too many bad mistakes to be forced out of Feila to get away with this, but they gotta just be playing the best they have here. Let's see if it's gonna be good enough for now. A sack wave, as we've seen before. First one does not get all too far here. Just a very predictable play, even if sometimes just exactly what you need every single time. You have to expect one sack wave most times on an upload game. We have to see otherwise, but this time around Feila fends it off just fine. At 20 seconds of the clock already. Sounds like a lot if there's only 6 to play for, but it really comes down to what they do once the medics out of the spawn they gate here.
I don't know exactly what our entry is going for here, but he's beefed it twice in a row. He is in now. He does see Layla's whites of her eyes, but isn't going to be able to do anything there before DuMmTm is able to deny. They've actually got so many picks here. 7 men down for Fresh Pills. I don't know if that's just good coordination in terms of all sacking at the same time, or maybe some unnecessary feeding, but not going to have too much impact on the game. All those players are back up, as you do quickly see on the blue side, and now they're looking to take in an Uber.
Yeah, 4 or 7 dying, that doesn't matter as long as it's not the medic. They have that med still alive here, going in for the overcharge. Finally, 3 sack waves later, will just decide to pull the trigger here on the charge, see if they can somehow get some position out of this. Not too much just yet. Get the spy, not the biggest skill to have in this current game state here, but a lot of damage up top will finally get inner down. That, however, will matter significantly. Look at that. Feila realized we got 2 sack waves and a decent exchange out of this. We're not asking for more here. We got a 6 minute time. We don't need to get 3 minutes on first. They're getting 1.5 and just done with it. They're happy with that. Leaving here all alive, and none of Fresh Pills was ready to even attempt a sack wave there. That match just got out scot-free, and happily back to the second point it goes.
Yeah, they're holding quite deep on the second point as well. Shinso's been able to cross. They have been able to just about bully Brian out of there. He's quite low. He's knocked to the low ground, and James is going to find Dempsey as well. The frags are very much going in Pills' favour. Ina, Dempsey, Harry all down. Harry's just kind of been in the respawn queue on this defense so far, hasn't been able to provide much information to his team, and because of that, Feila have not even really wanted to contest aggressively on this slope either.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, this was going to be a big fold-hold situation, but they got out of this one on Fresh Pills fairly quickly so far. They haven't given up ground just yet. They still have their overcharge as well, and are happily committing it towards the team that just stepped ahead of the card there a little bit, but can't actually get much space out of this one. Layla gets stuck. They separate her from the team a little bit. She couldn't go through the door. That was the exit strategy. And with that, the other way out was just way too long to get there in time. Escorting the medic out to spawn basically with a flamethrower and 150 points of damage. Layla, 10 seconds spawns left here, but in those 10 seconds there's a lot that can be done, including a med kill going the other way. Brian making sure that if they peek their heads forward and try to take this space with heals gone on Feila, they're getting punished for it instantly.
Big shift of momentum there. It was all looking up for Pills, but suddenly they lose their medic. They no longer have the uber advantage. The car is still moving. They still have some presence on this third point with Venom taking control of the catwalk area, and Omga is just going to try to dodge away from the car to avoid a couple of Pills here and there, but the heals are back up. They are looking to move back into third, but with no uber in hand, they're going to have to make this work, and Brian once more finds Shinso.
Yeah, he just keeps hitting them medic down every single opportunity given to them here, and that's going to put them in such a bad position. I mentioned they might not need Feila to mess up big time, just play well themselves here, but they're catching the opposite right now. It's Fresh Pills being caught off guard and just making really awkward mistakes, getting caught by these sniper picks twice in a row now, and they can't afford these mistakes. With this time frame here, 2 minutes left, like one more of these and it might just be like emotionally over pretty much. I mean, there might still be enough time to turn it back around technically, but without any advantage states from there, at less than 2 minutes, it's going to be real difficult.
Now, big bomb comes in from Yuji, but he is cleaned up by the Frontier Justice of Anzu, preserving his life, preserving his crits for an important occasion. And Feila's defense at the moment hasn't looked too pressured. Players from Pills have barely been able to walk up the slope. They've barely put any pressure back onto Cart for a minute or so, and the timer is looking very, very much against them. They need a miracle right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be happening here. I mean, who's going to do it right now? Spy and Sniper are the first ones that come to mind, but Sniper is down already. Joel makes sure of that. Brian, in the meantime, makes everyone else have to fear as well. Hits these headshots, keeps them in check quite a bit, and it might just be Edit that has to make the magic happen, but the sap coming through sounds promising. I don't know if there's enough damage otherwise. They're trying to. They're committing their overcharge very happily into a team without a gun now, but they're losing 3 people on top of that, and that's just so much loss before they ever really getting much done with their overcharge as well. The car's getting stopped all in the meantime as well, and this push just was not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, now the banner is going to come in to seal the deal. Honjo just applying a little bit of pressure, but at the moment, Pills, they really haven't found any ground on this third point whatsoever. Shinso is trying to walk in once more, but it's rocket after rocket after rocket, and another body shot from Brian is able to pick up Shinso once more.
Then there you go, one after another. They're just falling very quickly, and there's not much more time left for them to keep dying right now. 40 seconds left. This is looking like a foregone conclusion. They're not going to have another advantage push in whatsoever. They like this overcharge to block one more time, and then Feila is in the clear for this round. You would imagine here they're throwing everything they have at this right now, and until Layla has that, is still a little bit more threatening than the red team probably would like to admit, but at the same time, anyone lost right now is just going to be lost until the end of the game at this point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Fresh Pills. They had that momentum. They just had that first body shot to Shinso, I think, was really what shifted stuff. And then, as we saw, they've been able to cap up third here, but with 6 seconds left, it is very much impossible. There's going to be a BM Uber coming out of Feila here just to pad a few logs. Joe's actually up to a 9k I think Brian was 10 plus at the end of the day on that third point. And they really never just got any purchase on third at all, their pills. And even after losing their medic, they never really made plays. In terms of, they could have just flooded in, tried to get a couple of picks here and there, tried to make it happen, tried to at least dislodge that sniper that was such a problem for that third point. But I think a little bit of struggles in terms of main calling there, if anything.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that. They felt like they played a little bit too by the book, and nothing like, no one went for like a big play at any point really. None of the big sacks we were asking for happened much at all. So it's a weird one. I mean, what you said at the beginning of the broadcast here certainly is ringing true already, which is that the gap between making it through Div 1 and into Prem is just quite possibly the largest gap between two divisions in... You know what it is actually why they lost? I just realized only like 6 of them are using the same demon mask on fresh pills. If they all did it together, the teamwork cohesion here would be off the charts right now, but some of them just don't use it. So, you know, if they don't believe in each other's hair choices, can they really beat this team?
Yeah, if you're not tagged up, if you don't have the same
exactly.
hats, if you don't have the sign with the CJ face on, you're not going to win.
That's the most important part.
Either way, it's Pills started off on the attack. They're going to get their jumpers in position, ready to launch. Arundrian doesn't beef his jump so far. They're just, rather than going for the fancy stuff, just get themselves in position. They're actually just moving the cart, providing a little bit of spam while that was happening. Cart has moved decently, but now the Uber comes in with Bills.
We'll see game 2 off to a very different start than last time, not bothering with much of any sack-based meds out to spawn right away, taking the exchange really quickly here as well. Ryan still hitting the shots though, makes it hard for people to approach anywhere from the open space, taking that the sniper still has access to here as well. So tough time making ground here, second kill to the sniper already, just continuing to make any bit of space here in the middle of the map. So awful to contest, and the rest of that is covered by everyone else. Here Hondro cleans up on the flank, that's the heavy kill right there. Just no ground for the taking after the Uber exchange. They got kills here in the end, but they're going to be back very shortly as well, and it's really just these flank picks that you need more than a Scout and Spy of to really make a difference.
Yeah, they're a little bit separated at the moment. Shizu's having to cross through the sightlines just as Brian rotates, so good timing on his part. He's going to find that beam back onto Hugie, who's continuing to pressure. There's a lot of playground space here. They even take out the gun off the back of it. No, not crucial picks until that Brian one that's just come through, but just enough pressure to bully Feila out. And they're going to catch Joe as well there.
That's actually really big as well. They were falling back early once again to try and set up a forward hold, but that's just getting completely outdone once again here. Whatever attempt on the forward hold Feila tries to this time around as well will not succeed twice in a row. That did not really pan out as intended. I think Layla was falling back, trying to heal people that were really weak, while Joan was trying to hold forward, expecting the team to come forward, and that was just two mindsets that did not quite work together here. As my small miscommunication on the side of Feila will cost them quite a bit right now. Once again, forward hold's gone, big advantage to the side of Shinzo, and with that, Fresh Pills in a really good position here. They still dragged out a couple of good seconds from this position before last round, so maybe this time around they could do similar here. Shinzo taking so much early damage, they have to use well before they were intending to.
Oh, they don't get the flash onto Hugie until just about now. They take out the sentry gun. They've got quite a lot of picks here, actually, Pose. They're going to bully Feila back into the spawn area. Honjo is actually going to leave the spawn. They've got a level 1 to deal with. Just a little bit of a distraction. Honjo continuing to provide spam, but they've wrapped round behind him. They've got a lot faster this time. Pills are moving up the slope already. They're looking to take it in. Layla's going to be up at Uber soon, but Joe's not even spawned until just now.
Fresh Pills continuing to do at least a very good job playing by the book, and while that going on, Feila was a little bit stumbling over themselves this round more than last time, and they really needed those mistakes last round to bring it back, but maybe this round is just good enough to still steal something away from this one. That being said, Uber charge out to try to get some kills, but while they're focused on the front lines, they're ignoring the threat on the back, and then they're NG dying for that effort there to get rid of the combo. Actually finally going down, but it's much too late at this point here. No gun and so many people down at the end of all this, and that's going to look dire in this non-Uber engagement now.
Yeah, definitely a miscount to the Uber there from Shinzo not being aware of that threat coming in from Feila, but also a misplay in terms of just allowing the flank to run riot, and now the Pills flank has opened up so much space. The cart continues to move. It's going up that last slope with the engineer scout. It's going to be Senko running in to try and block, but he loses that 1v2. It's going to be final jump onto the point from Arantria, and now everyone from Feila is going to have to back up. But not before Harry is able to find a revolver kill onto Shinso.
Alrighty, we'll see what they can continue to do from here. Uber charges up at least, so good pace so far for Fresh Pills. Need just a little bit more of this to finally get a good time themselves here. I mean, if you get this in less than 6, it's already a big statement here. Already beating out what Feila was able to set up themselves just so shortly ago. We'll see if anything comes of this one. What is the plan here? Just straight from the stairs. Don't want to use early at all here and still get forced so fast. It's a rough one for Fresh Pills. They're trying so desperately to make anything out of that early Uber, but nothing much comes of it, and no one even gets to later in the end.
Yeah, everyone just got absolutely mulched on that staircase. No one got close at all. There's no kind of jump going in from the soldier, and not too much pressure applied from front says either. I don't know if they were fully locked out by Honjo. Bano's up for Honjo, but he's not even really committing with it, so he's going to have to build it back up, but there's so much opportunity for him to do so in this front says area where a soldier can just reign supreme.
Alright, let's see what they can do from here. Overcharge up on the red team, trying to take the high ground again here, but stuck in a really awkward position, don't have good space here, and will get forced of this pretty early actually. Trying to desperately keep that little high ground area, but just had the ground to really stop the other team from going in the way they wanted to, and that's gonna cost them quite dearly here. Uber out. They still have the position, I suppose, but with the Uber charge coming in, it's gonna be holding real badly just now. Edge getting some cap time while we're waiting for the actual push to happen, but they're moving on quick here from the under area, trying to get up once again to the hold. They know where the other team is sitting at. Just gotta get the damage in there.
Yeah, Arantria did a great work in terms of pressuring Feila out before the Uber even comes in, and now here we are with the Pills Uber. They're gonna find those important picks outside of it, actually, with a snipe onto Joe, and they're pressuring down on the spawn. Senko is trying to leave, but he's got so many buff players in front of him. The car is still moving. There's no one really to deny it until Harry drops out onto it. DuMmTm making last-ditch play onto it as well, and he blocked it for a fraction of a second. But it's an even faster time of 6 minutes or 1 second.
Yeah, very solid last play and just consistent play before that. Like I said, I mean, the ending looked really nice on that part. Before that, Feila just really falling over every play they made a little bit, and Fresh Pills just played a solid game, punished every mistake nicely, did the least they had to do here at every single point, and just really punished every mistake. Well done on that part. Solid time, still beatable, but they're gonna have to be real careful now, because again, Feila got away with this with 6 minutes as well just now, so we know they can do it. Can they do it twice?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, I think, a misplay from Feila, particularly at that second point. That was huge. That gave, Pills the kind of opening they wanted. That allowed it to shift back in their favour, and Pills, it looked for a second like they were going to struggle a bit on last. That first sack attempt on last wasn't very good, but then they instantly just adjusted, and that second one was absolutely textbook. Did it perfectly. Applied pressure from multiple angles. Every criticism I had of that first sack wave, they completely corrected. Made the sack wave work, made the Uber push work, and then converted off the back of it. So great stuff.
Alright, here we go. Second half of game 2. Fresh Pills wins this, and we're going to game 3. Both teams get at least some points out of their week 1 match. But it's still very much possible for Feila to just sneak away a full 6-point sweep out of this first match of the season here. Just gotta have a good defense on Fresh Pills to prevent that from happening, get some points on the scoreboards here. First exchange, once again, no sack waves again out of this match here, just coming out swinging once more, but nice defense so far, keeping him in track. Clutch reflect as well as the snipes hitting James, making it real difficult. Brian had a good start last round as well, gonna really step up to the task here, and it's looking good on the sniping right now.
Yeah, James has found some important picks so far this round, looking to continue his tear. Joe is spammed once more, but he's just knocked down onto the leg, and Brian opens stuff up with that S3S victory. Harry's in a position to maybe go for something as well. Does get found out, but a couple of heads have been turned. The gun is taken out by Joe. I think it was in the end. Either way, lock and load pipes were flying. They've knocked Arantria really low as well, so a lot of pressure coming down from Feila as they look to take the Uber. It's aggressively onto DuMmTm. They're pushing everyone back. Shinso wants
The pipe hits!
to leave, but he can't.
There you go, the lock and load, as disgusting as it did, once again doing the job it is intended for as well. That pipe would not reach otherwise, and everyone's so weak. Hondro just with really easy cleanup here, courtesy of his DuMmTm. Hondro just gifted a 3k there by Joe, and that's exactly what you need to see here. And suddenly we're in really dicey territory. Once again, a 1.5 minute first point, usually fairly average, but with the added benefit of just no forward hold on second, we're well ahead of schedule right now.
God, there are some times where Shinso just peaks like an absolute madman. There was no one in front of him. If Feila had committed, he would have been absolutely done for. Risky stuff, but they've been able to rotate tracks. They've got James in a position to
what about Harry though? The fly up top gets the NG of all people. 4 people stacked on top of each other on the bridge is what I was talking about last time. They didn't commit to this bridge position there, but getting punished for this time around. No NG, no heavy. It's not getting any better for Fresh Pills.
Yeah, at the moment they just want to delay and maybe go in for a sack attempt on Layla. Shinso has been building up the Uber nicely. They're going to back up to third. They're probably going to have to rely on this Pyro for potentially one push. In fact, they're already up to 90%, so they can trade whenever they need. Second was never really going to be recontestable, but Brian once more is able to win that side of his Cypher, and Feila are going to take it at an early Uber.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with this one here. Power off the beam though, it forced Uber on the other side as well, so it's just a pretty empty threat of an exchange here. Oh, but Agi on the other side, they were just fiending for any distraction to get the spy in there, and that will just about do it. Perfect timing there for the spy. Layla down, and with 3 minutes still to go, they need any break they can catch here. Matt going down on third is great news for them to set up the hold a little bit more. Stall for some time here before they even have to worry about getting to last.
Yeah, slightly more aggressive hold than you'll sometimes see. I mean, they've got some players committing to it, but it's a bit separate. Harry is able to just walk in and look at Shinso, but not able to get too much damage down onto him. Joe is providing some spam from the tracks as well, having to drop down. Is picked up actually very nicely by Entry down in the lower area on the health back, and at the moment the flank from Bills is doing a lot of important cleanup.
We'll see. Still a lot of time to go, 2.5 minutes. Sounds like so little in so many other contexts, but from here, there's just plenty of time to get another Uber-charge, get another push in going, and keep momentum from here. And that's an early Uber-charge of Fresh Pills, trying to just preempt them here with whatever they have, but it's not a lot that they do have here in the end. First of all, they don't have actually the right timing. It looks like everyone in Feila is so far back, yet they hope to catch them all unaware, well out of position. That is just not the case at all. No one's closer to push whatsoever. Now, they've been gifted an Uber advantage here with just 2 minutes to spare.
Punch up for Pills as well. Both explosive classes actually drop down to the low ground. A little bit risky. They're going to have to cross through the shithouse area. Actually, Hughie's just gone on the flank and shooting out of shithouse to block the car just for a little bit of time. He's going to get found by Harry, who doesn't really have the health to block him out. He's going to get back in the action. Shinso has no one really to heal as they do go forward, and it's a little bit of a cringe, a little bit of a collapse. Ida's through Banana as well, just eating in there. Honja's in behind, finds Shinso with the rockets. The level 3 gun not able to defend him, and this defense is super crumbled from Bills here.
Suddenly this just became so winnable. Minute left here. This is Uber ad already, don't even have to work for that one anymore. Hondro nicely presented that to his team on the silver platter. And they just need to make sure that this next push goes through as cleanly as possible, and they might still salvage this all. That would be well under 6 minutes at that point here. Spy spotted early, Edgy trying to get the heavy here, but getting a little bit ahead of themselves as well while doing that. Not to worry, still have the rest of the team here alive and dandy to defend, and if they just defend one time, they're going to have Uber advantage for the rest of this. And that's really all they can hope for at this point.
I'm liking these stickies from Hughie because they know that the big threat is an Uber coming in through main. The stickies ready for, they launch Layla a little bit. They don't get too much purchase. Joe's having to shoot that sentry gun down through the low ground. That is fully all that the Uber is able to successfully do. They've got a couple of other picks, mainly onto that Pills flank that's been doing so much work so far, but still some pressure. But Honjo is now looking to pin them back into the spawn. No one's really able to block. They do have Venom, the heavy, in position to go in now, and now the jumpers come in. It's an absolute collapse on the cart. Not too many players up for either side. Bomb back in from Marantri is going to clean up enough gamers, and there we go. Fresh Bills are just about going to take that second round and leave us with a decider.
Yeah, they're clutching it just barely. That was a lot of circumstances going right there, but they accounted for most of those. They still had a sentry gun, they still had the heavy in the little underspot as well. That is so important to have this late into a round so many times, and also very importantly, the 100 bomb at the end just didn't do anything. He could position up top the forward position, the top position, but just got air blasted to death instantly. Couldn't do any damage, didn't deny anyone for very long with that at all, and everyone could just get out of spawn to clean up off the sentry gun and the heavy and just deny the card exactly as needed. And it's all fallen into place all of a sudden, and Fresh Pills clutching out around here. Feila with just a few too many mistakes along the way that even the EU advantage gifted to them at the end will not be able to save it.
On the Feila side, a lot of new players, a lot of things to iron out, and from the Pills perspective, they are moving up. They are playing against elite players now, very, very much so, and at times they've tried to just play as aggressive as they normally would, and these top teams are always going to punish it, but it's going to come down to this decider who maybe not so much which is the better team as which team can just execute more accurately, I guess.
Alright, here we go. Third game it is, all deciding now. 2 points each already, 2 more points to give out this match here. Hondro back on his madness, trying to get in the backlines with the airstrike, but shut down early here. They see it coming just in time. Last round we didn't have a sack wave, this time around very much trying to with what is standard for them, maybe not so much for other teams, but it will not work out. Even the unconventional airstrike soldier base jumper demo man will not succeed.
Nothing so far. James continues to just look. He knows roughly where Brian is on that roof, but now the bomb is back in. Bolsack once more, but Joe just rains down the stick. He's going to take out the teleporter with it, but nothing so far. Dashinto just able to play in that corner with that health pack around him. Harry's been able to sneak in while the rest of his team has gone down. So now doesn't even have a teleporter to go for. I'm not exactly sure why he's going back to spawn. Maybe just waiting around a little bit to sync up with the rest of his team's spawners.
Alright, Spy behind again, so that setup is ready to go as well. Lose the sniper though, that hurt quite a lot here for the post exchange. During the it might not matter that much just yet, but they're gonna try anyway. Spy goes down early, doesn't get the sap, Hondro trades as well. I mean, he gets the sniper at least, the gun goes down, there's a couple things going right, but it's just blow for blow right now, and maybe finally the demo man pick will be enough. Do save them with the Uber here, at least they get that one, but it's a really late Uber force.
I have to say that the Harry play, the Harry camp wasn't particularly important to the game, but it was definitely the one to watch there. He went to spawn for absolutely no reason, no teleporter to go for. As he's going to spawn, he mistimes Arantria's rollout, and Arantria just jumps straight into him, kills him instantly.
Sometimes you just get outplayed by a guy not building a teleporter,
Either way, Feila have been able to bully their way into this second point. They've actually got a lot of space up on this slope already, just that wrangled sentry gun they have to deal with a little bit by peak. But no, there's repush here from the Pills boys looking to get forward. Layla actually has a little bit of ad there, but is so far back they're not going to be able to utilise it. Honjo once more in for a bomb on the spoon onto Shinso.
I mean, if there was ever a 100 player, this is one of them. He likes the meme spoon. Can't do it in sixes, but he sure can do it here. And even with the threat of a sentry gun and a heavy and a pyro at all times to shut him down in the air, he's not deterred much at all. Will continue to go for these as well. That's an speaking of which, early force though. However, both medics under a lot of heavy fire early here on both teams. Layla these lifts this, but the supercharge does not do a whole lot in the end.
It's a sad Uber as Joe just gets launched by the Wrangler and completely denied. Doesn't get too much at all, as you say, but just by a little bit of time they're going to get themselves back to third. Not going to make a risky contesting onto second here. Pills, they'll be happy to set up knowing that they have a very slight ad, but the important thing is they'll have all their defenders up for this next hold.
Alright, forward position by UGB trying to just not let them even get in early at all just yet. He's benefited by Brian being in the building instead of outside. Let's make the forward position for the demo on red a little bit more viable, but right now it's James the sniper that's out to be the one making the big performance right now. So much damage by the pick class as well. Speaking of which, Spy behind as well, trying to get in on a medic. That one does not quite work, but the rest of the team doing enough damage to just stop anyone on Feila taking position before the Uber's up. They're going to have to wait and get this charge to 100% before they even think about making a move.
Yeah, they're struggling to provide too much pressure here. Feila, they're struggling to even get themselves in. Honjo has now found a nice little bomb round the corner, but he's just going to land on the heavy, and that point blank heavy kills him in a very, very quick time. Harry now going for a decloak, but his herd is spotted out. Is going to keep himself alive to go for maybe a second attempt, but no. spotted once more, caught by the flames, and will survive again, but not yet in position as Joe looks to go aggressive.
We'll see a little spam coming through, not just yet. Shin's taking a little bit of it, not too worried just yet. Still at the Spencer, so 50 damage here and there will not do much of a difference here. Harry trying to get in for a stab. That one won't succeed. Doesn't have a lot of backup either here. No one's really turned around by any play, distracting him from the spy. So we'll get the knight pretty early here. The rest of the team coming only in now. Really bad timing with the spy play there between the combo and Harry, I'm afraid. But they're trying to get some space out of this anyway. Airbus coming through, trying to maybe get them in bad positions, but no one's really getting stuck too much. Inner still sneaks out a kill into Errantry, but that's all they're really getting out of this full Uber exchange.
Oh, and actually, Omga's just going to run straight into Joe and trade his life. But I don't know if that's the best trade at the end of the day, but Feila's struggling a little bit now.
Layla's alone. Maybe the double pick was huge, because who is with the beam at the moment? Nobody is. Actually just alone on Layla gets that kill. No demo man inside. No, Seneca, what are you doing? Oh no, he doesn't know his jump height.
I don't know how that is possible. But either way, it is in a spot now. Actually, he's going to take out Hugely from the shout zone. Didn't expect him to be as revved up as he was. The car is moving. It's just Brian and going to be Andrew following up on it as well. And you can see Pills with no demo, with no engineer, not going to want to even make an attempt to block that third point. They're just going to set up in this tiles area. Both great actually air blasts from the Pill side from Vlad to deny. In the end, both Honjo and Joe not been able to find purchase onto the tiles area, and Shinso very, very happy to stay up there with that full Uber.
Alright, 5:28. This is going to be certainly a slower time than the other few we had already, but maybe they can still salvage this whole thing here a little bit. Then again, unlike last few times you've seen anyone go to last, there's no advantage going into last, and with already the worst third time, I believe, what we had of the night. It's not voting very well just yet. At the very least, they don't have the gun forward, but everyone else is here as well. Force does come out. Eventually, the second sack wave will finally do. That does up the chances quite a bit finally. But we'll see what actually Uber can do though. And once again, there's a banner here. Both soldier pairs on Demo on the banner here occasionally, but Adri down already. That's one pick out of the equation. Let's see if the damage rest will matter.
Rotated now, but the back stairs, they're in a risky spot here. Actually, Shizu gets juggled down onto the low ground, onto the cart. He's going to get cleaned up. There is a banner, but it's not enough. I don't think Arantri is still going to survive, but a lot of his team has gone down in the meantime. Honjo is looking to bomb. He's going to actually just take out that one player in the crates area. The cart, though, isn't moving, and the moment Feila are going to be in for the long haul this last.
Oh, nice stuff by Harry. Cleans up everyone in the spawn area while the rest of the team is just waiting for the opening to get on cart. They're stacking that thing so hard, and despite, I think, Omgard was being close to cart, they actually stacked so hard. They body blocked him of getting anywhere close to the point, and he could not deny the captain at the end without killing literally everyone first. Works out in the end. Good ending for the spy here on Feila to clutch it all together, and that will put them on the board with just under 7. That's still not a bad time, but certainly you might need better still at the end of the day.
Yeah, that caught me by surprise. I thought the Feila aggression had petered out. They only had a couple of players, left, and they were all very scattered, but it was a great collapse onto that cart. Just saw a brief opportunity that they had enough frags. There weren't enough players loaded and ready to block that cart, and 4 players piling into it. 3 of them go down to the stickies, but that just layla on the cart was enough to tip it over, and that again could prove very, very important, because could easily be an extra 30 seconds plus onto that if that push hadn't worked.
Yeah, 7 minutes is now the time to beat instead. That's very much still in the realms of possibility for Fresh Pills. They've done better before. They just need to do it one more time to clean this game up 4-2. And, with a team with, 6 Prem debutants, I think it was? That would be a great start to the season.
Yeah, they do have to deal with a lot of issues, though, with this Feila defense. They've got Brian, who has slowed down a little bit after that very, very impressive first round. Ajay is going through the flank to provide some information. Harry is vaguely aware of where he is. Don't know if he bumped him, but is just trying to body block him a little bit. He's providing some CCTV at the moment, as once more the car has been moved. And as the Uber comes in, I just want to point out that Vlad is on the gas passer.
I mean, surely that tiny bit of burn damage is going to add up somewhere along the way. I don't know. they know better than us, and you know what? It's working. The damage added in the end. Layla goes down, and not just that, without the overcharge being used at all. They clean up the last few kills here, maybe, so it's gonna take a second before Fresh Pills has everyone together for the push, but again, there's no overcharge that's gonna stop anyone just now, so it's all looking up from here.
Unfortunate stuff. Didn't see exactly how Layla died, but I'm gonna put it down to the gas passer, at least from the mental damage that it inflicted, if not the actual usefulness of it. Yeah.
Well, let's see. I mean, all was impressive so far, but at the end of the day, the situation we're in right now is basically just both teams having used an exchange, right? Everyone's alive pretty much, and neither team has Uber, so... I mean, did Layla really drop at the end of the day if they can't punish the medic going down?
Well, they still have a bit of that here, so at least it's going to be basically 30%, and the car is being moved okay. They've got that pick onto Honjo, which provides some room, but Brian is already up to a 4k. Finding James once more. They have to deal with him if they're going to take this first point, or they could just pop in. They do have that ad, and they're not finding too much with it at the moment. Inigo is very, very low. They've got the heavy up onto Playground as well. Joe is looking to take the fight to them, though. One pipe onto Shinso isn't able to get cleaned up by anyone just yet. They're scrapping around the Playground area. Dempsey is still there. If they want to commit, they still have the sentry gun. They still have that medic Layla committed super, super deep. As slowly everybody's just getting bled out by Feila, and Layla has to pop just to leave, but only 2 players are with her.
That was questionable to say the least here. They really believed in holding onto that, even with Jordan going down, and then more and more people kept dying all around it. They did not want to use for anything on that hold until they have spawners back up to actually deal the damage, but that opportunity never came. Fresh Pills just made a great job of getting one small player and being turned into just a continuous advantage string that just went all the way to where we are right now, all the way to the forward position on second, not even the forward hold for Feila. By the looks of it, and with the overcharge they still have from here on out, this second point should be done in the next few seconds already.
So it's turning around far too much for Harry to see much success today. There's a lot of rockets being spammed towards the cart, but Arantria's rockets are the ones that are important. He jumps in, provides a little bit of space for his team. They want to pressure forward here. Shinzo putting the beam very, very aggressive onto Yuji. They're already moving into third. They haven't cleared the catwalk at all, so that soldier is able to get early force from Honjo coming down. They're not going to find too much with it as well. Everyone is knocked to the low ground. They're not even going to find that any damage onto in that banana, and honestly that Uber's just thrown straight in the bin.
Alright, we're halfway through the map and also halfway through the timer, so the pace so far very much doable for Fresh Pills from here. Problem is, no advantage inside just yet. That hasn't stopped them too much so far, but we'll see what the play is around this one here. I think last time it was the third point that was struggling quite a bit for a little while, so really good step up the performance on this point in specific. Contra switch to Conscious, well, not the first time we've seen banners come out this game, but we'll see what impact it can really have for the time being. Obviously it takes a while before it's built up, and in the meantime they're still building Reaver, so a short moment of silence here, relatively speaking, with 18 people on the server before the action really starts as well. Shinzo just needs to make sure to get this Uber up and running, and maybe they can hope for any funny kills to just put them in a good position once they're going.
Yeah, this is looking reminiscent of the first round where there's not much pressure at all from Pills into the third point. Shinzo makes a very aggressive cross through that sightline that Brian was watching. Big bomb in from Arantria, Yuji committed as well, but neither of them find too much. Ajay is sneaking around but not able to really go for anything until just about now. He knows where Brian is, he knows Brian's playing in banana, but he can't get a decloak onto him just yet.
Yeah, like you said, a lot more similar to the first push on the third point than we'd like to see, I suppose, on the side of Fresh Pills, but maybe patience will work out. At least they have a lot of time still to play with 2.5 minutes still on the clock to make this work, and all they need is maybe just one mistake on Feila while they're getting good cap time here. That is not quite happening just yet, but as much as they're pressuring here with the damage and it's not really working just yet, they're just trying to focus on cap time for all they have here, and maybe that's just enough. It's getting up to second slope as well. Any exchange from here on out is just immediate threat on card time.
Yeah, Omga can't even really touch it just yet. Doesn't have enough pressure by the combo. No one coming in up the slope. No one pressuring through banana. Honjo is able to just reign supreme in that area. Ajay is going to have to jump on the cart. In fact, he's not even going to touch it for very long. It might even roll back because he didn't go for the decloak. Omgo's there now. They're up. They've got the heavy venom in. He's actually going to win a 1v1 with the help of that buff that he had. And Feila very, very strangely passive right now.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, do they need to be any more aggressive from Feila as well? There's not enough pressure coming out from the other side as well. And the second they're trying to peek forward here, cards already cleared, but they're just pressuring enough forward to completely annihilate the combo as well. And the bad moments from the third point earlier are just coming back to haunt them once again. Such a slow approach by Fresh Pills, and still, by the time they're actually making a move, it's just getting shut down so easily.
Yeah, it's unfortunate stuff. They had to go for it. They had to commit to that position, but with no Uber for Shinzo, it slowly turned into a nightmare for them. They're looking to touch the cart once more. They're going to have a couple of players jump on it. Hugely, though, is picked up by Joe. Again, stickies from him, and Joe's actually caught by Venom there. He isn't able to block the cart. They will get close to capping it as the Uber is forced out by Feila, but with only 40 seconds left on the clock, it's going to be a difficult ask for Pills.
It's a bit of a questionable Uber, to say the least, though. I mean, it just really didn't do anything. It was just desperately to block the point. Would have been better to just hide in the corner and let them commit a little bit more first, but they're just trying to win on third, it feels like right now. They're defending this point like the round entirely depends on it, but it might just work out regardless. Very, very unconventional way to end, I guess, the third point here, but you know what? It's ending the game, so why not?
Yeah, it's just about enough for Feila. I don't know how much of this is, Feila being very strong with his third defense, how much of it is Pills just really struggling on it, but
yeah,
that has proved crucial in both of these rounds that Feila have won, and it will net them 4 points, and Pills just have the 2.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, it was a little bit of both, if nothing else. Pills certainly looking a little bit clueless, but anytime they made the single mistake, Feila was all over that on the third point and bringing it to a still somewhat successful finish